Never in all my days have I seen an ending to a match like there is in this video. On top of that, I'm going to be giving you a ton of tips in this video. So, hey, if you enjoy and you wouldn't mind and you'd love to see some more tips, that sounds so wrong. I'd love it if you like the video and subscribe to the page. We are working our way to 350,000 subscribers. And if you would subscribe, I would slap your butt.
Shibbity bibbity.
Hey, how you doing? It's your boy, and welcome to Spectating Warzone Solos. You know the deal. We're gonna be diving in, looking deep, and getting hard into. So we are here. We are watching Big Phil beaming. All right, he's related to the bad boy Phil. I'm gonna try my best to, I don't know, kind of look at the way people play and maybe give a few tips here and there, maybe just be in awe of how some people like to play. But as of late, I recently played with my dad, which I don't know if that video is coming out before or after this one. Hopefully before. There should be a couple of videos where I tried to teach my dad how to play Warzone. Now, he is a multiplayer player. He has played multiplayer for the period that Call of Duty's been out, which is, I think, like 2007 for like COD 4, and then all the stuff before that is neither here nor there. But I learned a few things that, coming from multiplayer and for beginner players, are kind of difficult. So if you guys would like to have a video discussing those difficulties, I think it would be a great idea to go in depth and really nail down what you can do to become a better player as a beginner, and maybe even just hit those mistakes that a lot of people are making that they don't even know that they're making. Because seriously, it's things that you really wouldn't realize. Even things like just grabbing your teammate out in the open because you feel like you need to. Maybe don't do that. Either way, here we are with Big Phil beaming. He's just got his loadout, and he's got the Nikita. All right, he's got a Nikita, and he's got a really big sight on this gun. And here we go again, man. We need to talk about something, and it is the heartbeat sensor. Okay, everybody is relying on the heartbeat sensor far too much. Okay, I know that this is a big scary map, but I'm telling you, man, I can't handle it. And the reason why is it pacifies you as a player. It literally turns you into a little baby where all you do is this. That was a very weird way to explain that. Okay, you don't understand the world around you when you have a heartbeat sensor in your hand, and that's why I highly recommend you just stop using it. I'm telling you, if you stop using a heartbeat sensor, you start using things that are a bit more aggressive, you're gonna start playing differently, you're gonna learn the game more, you're gonna become a better player. Hands down, a better player. And don't get me wrong, I'm probably going to have videos where I use a heartbeat sensor just to switch it up, but I don't recommend you use it to pacify you. And that's what you see right here. This guy has a habit of pulling it out. That's how you know you're in a bad situation, right? Is when you have a habit of pulling it out. Dude just popped a UAV, right? He's popped a UAV. He knows that the players around him are this far away, and that there's no way, because Ghost blocks not only UAVs, but also heartbeat sensors. There's no way that the people around him are going to show up on his heartbeat sensor, but he's still pulling that thing out because he uses it so often. It's not good. You got to stop doing that. Switch out. Grab some stuns. Okay, please actually don't grab some stuns. Grab some snapshots. Also, please don't grab they're just kind of annoying, okay, is what I'm trying to say. It's okay if you want to use them. I'm just saying you're going to get some angry people. Either way, grab something other than the heartbeat sensor and start being a bit more aggressive. You don't have to be really aggressive. I'm not saying go hard in the paint. Like, you see videos from me that are like 20 kill gameplays on my Uncut channel. But, maybe stop relying on the heartbeat sensor. Also, I do want to give you guys a heads up. I would really greatly appreciate it if you go down in the description, go to the link that is my Discord link, discord.gg/expel. Join in, get your role, and submit a gameplay for review. I'm going to start reviewing subscriber gameplays, and I'm going to be giving you guys the best tips that I possibly can to make you a better player. Hopefully it helps, because I'm serious. I think that there's a lot that could be changed in your gameplay that could make you a better player. And I'm not, by far, I am not the best player, but I think if I'm going to have the knowledge of the game, I'd like to be able to see the little things, the little mistakes that people are making that I don't immediately think of, and be able to correct that for you guys, because I feel like that's something that gets left out a lot. And when I'm playing in my lobbies, usually I don't get to see a lot of what the enemy is doing. Even in spectating, you don't really see these these little details that like really, really matter. The mistakes that people don't really vocalize or make a big deal. Like right here, we're at the end of the first circle. The dude's got 0 kills. Because he's not been able to get into a gunfight, he's not warm, okay? One thing that I learned from playing as a competitor for a short period of time, it was very short-lived. I do not like competing because I am not at that level at all. These guys, I'm telling you, a lot of you guys think that, and I'm not trying to alienate anyone in the comments, so I apologize if anyone believes that or it comes off that way. But a lot of people think that like streamers are cheating and stuff like that. Well, I can tell you firsthand, I understand why you feel that way, but it's not the case. Most of these guys, like 99.99999% of these guys are not going to be cheating. Mostly because if at any point they were to get caught, their career is gone. I know that everybody likes to think, well, they make a lot of money doing that. But think about the long term. Like, honest to God, if you think about the long term, because you see all these guys that are popping up in the short term and they're cheating and then they get caught and then they're just blacklisted. They're off the face of the earth. No one ever hears from them again. They made a small amount of money and then they were gone. By the way, exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. Dude's got no idea what's going on. And the reason why is because he's pacifying himself with the heartbeat sensor. He didn't go for a kill at all. He didn't get a single kill. The guy right there just died that killed him because he was doing recons and he was hoping that he could make it through just by doing that. And now we're watching a Facebook streamer, which is crazy. Okay. I mean, I don't know if he's streaming, but he's got fb.gg in his name and his name's Tommy OP. Let's see what Tommy's got. I don't know what happened. I don't know how we got here, but I'm honestly curious because this guy's rocking what looks like to be the Jowo setup, man. He's got the STG and the Armaguerra. Just popped an airstrike on this guy. Homie seems to be a demon. I wonder, like, if he's got, like, any viewers or anything like that. I'm kind of curious. Let me look it up. I don't think he's got a single viewer. Yeah, he's got zero viewers. 0 viewers. He's also not talking to his chat, which is fair. I mean, I will say, like, as a streamer, one big thing, and this is not against this guy, but, like, you kind of have to talk all the time. That's what really why you don't see me streaming is, one, I'd like to have a life outside of streaming for the most part and, like, making content. So I've kind of taken a step back from streaming for the most part. I tried to go back to it, and then something got clipped out of context, thrown on a news channel, and I got called something awful. But it is what it is, you know, like things get clipped out of context, especially when like the next 30 seconds is neither here nor there. Either way, who cares? We have Tommy. He's disgusting. Like, that's the big thing. That's the big thing is Tommy. We just saw the guy shoot somebody out of the sky. We know that he's good, but as a streamer, good doesn't always translate into viewership, especially when you're streaming on something like Facebook. No offense to Facebook or anything like that, but like, you know, it's not a high likelihood that you're going to find viewers when it's such a small like niche viewership on Facebook for gaming. Which, by the way, I do actually make videos for Facebook exclusively, and those videos pop off. You guys have to check them out, but if you want, you don't have to. Either way, here we go. Tommy, I want to see you pop off here, okay? You've got 7 kills. He goes for the UAV. He's still sliding in the middle of it. This is kind of what you want to see. A lot of people, you know, they comment on videos and they say, you know, these guys never shoot back at anybody. I think the reason why people say that is they don't recognize that when we're in games, we're trying to outsmart the enemy. You know, this guy pops enough shots on somebody, they're going to end up in a situation where they can't shoot back because they need to play it up. And then by that time, he's able to push up. He's able to get the high ground on him or something like that, and he gets the elimination. You're not going to see that enemy shoot back because things like that. But I am a little concerned because we're seeing Tommy sit in a building. I think the reason why is that he's being hunted right now. And that's A-okay. That is A-okay. But I'd love to see what he can, you know, do. So hopefully he gets the ball rolling here because he does have 7 kills. He had 7 kills within the first circle. You know, that's kind of crazy. That's a lot. And then he kind of slowed down once he had a spectator. He slowed down, you know, once he got the bounty. There's a guy. Oh, he just saw it. I think Matt zoomed in for you, but there was a guy in the window. He's still in the window right there. Oh, hello. Guy moves back. Fantastic play on his part. Go ahead and get out of there. It's not really worth it whenever someone's like inside in the dark. I don't know if you guys have been in a situation in the peak, like underground parts, but I'm telling you, it is such a pain to try and fight when you're in the dark, especially like I've turned up my brightness to like 58 at this point. It is so unbelievably bright, and I feel like it makes absolutely zero difference. Because it's always so dark. It's always so dark. All right, he just got shot at, and he got shot in the back. Yeah, absolutely zero audio. Absolutely zero audio, man. This game is just so frustrating when it comes to stuff like that. And then that guy ends up dying to the guy that was camping in the building. Now, this is interesting. He's actually rocking the bullfrog, which is, by the way, kind of disgusting. Kind of a disgusting weapon. It has a lot of ammo. He's actually only rocking it with 50 bullets, but it can go up to, I think, like 72 or 64 or something like that. Or 84. I don't know. Like one of those. Also rocking the STG. I think the STG might be meta right now for the sake of like being very accurate and having a decent amount of damage, knowing that you have to put in like 350 damage per kill or something like that. I'm not 100%. Don't call me on that. It might just be 250 or 300. I don't know. I think it's 300. I'm pretty sure it's 300. But our boy right here, let's see how far in he has to go. So he's got a pretty decent circle. In my opinion, the best thing he can do is just kind of rotate in and look for some sort of buildings for cover, right? The only thing is you don't want to go straight in because these buildings are going to be pretty active, okay? So if you push into these buildings that are really, really active, it's not going to go swell for you. His best bet would be to probably go to the left. That's what I do because these buildings are usually less active. He can get the high ground, go up to right here. And once he's up here, he can pretty much go wherever he wants. Now, attack rover just hit right there, which means someone just hit that redeploy balloon. But this guy's taking his sweet time, and that's okay. That's okay. Now, a lot of people start to listen to what, you know, these streamers, these content creators are saying, which is, you know, push, get a lot of kills, be aggressive. I said that earlier in the video. But the truth is, when you get to the late game, that's when you want to slow down. The way that I kind of imagine my matches is that you have this tip top here, which is going to be the start of the game. And that is when you want to be the most aggressive, right? Just know that if you die, you end up, you know, you either go to the gulag or you just reset. It's not the worst thing. But once you're 20 minutes into a match, you don't really want to reset, right? You want to get that win. You want to get that victory royale. So what I would do is don't be scared at the beginning of the game. Ego challenge as much as you possibly can. And then when you get to the end of the game, then you slow down. You're still going to be pretty warm because, you know, you got all that done at the beginning of the game. But then at the end, you're still prepared, right? You were able to get a bunch of loot. You were able to get, you know, whatever like money you needed. You could get UAVs, stuff like that. You could get set up for the end game. And then you just slow roll in on these edges, pick kills off as you go, and you'll end up getting the victory more than likely as long as you get high ground. Now, the issue is where this guy is at. If the circle goes up here, he's going to have a really, really long way to go. And we are going to find out in about a minute as to how long or like, you know, how far he's going to have to go. So that's kind of where my curiosity's at. Sadly, he's just sitting here in the building, terrified because he's not sure what to do. And I think this is kind of what we would have seen out of the first guy if we were able to spectate him the whole time. Obviously, he goes for a recon. He you know, that pops up in the sky and he gets shot because he just basically gave away his position and he wasn't warm enough to pay attention to what was going on around him. He just laid it down and didn't look. But it is what it is. I think this exactly is what we would have seen, though, is just that guy would have sat in a building. He would have been too scared to push anything. And our guy that was a Facebook streamer, like, he is now in the win. We don't know if he's going to be able to win this, but we do know that he was going a little buck wild on some people earlier, and then he started slowing down, which is fine, but we weren't at that point to slow down. I would say fourth circle is where you really want to start paying attention to what you're doing and pay attention to where you can rotate. So like I said, he's going to basically get screwed here. He's going to end up in a bad spot. Now, what I do love is that he goes ahead and he marks the edge of the circle. It's not the very edge of the circle, but it's about that. Now, this guy's looking on the map. He doesn't realize the guy's over to his left over here on that building. But he marks the edge of the map. That way or the edge of the circle, I mean. That way he knows where he can push into at the bare minimum and get into the circle. Now, this guy's playing it a little too close to the vest. And that's going to end up being a problem because he's playing so close to the edge of the circle. There's going to be people that end up, you know, catching him off guard. Like someone just ran across the screen. Sadly, I don't know if Matt's even going to be able to find that when he's editing. But whenever he pushes up here, there's a guy on his left. I saw him because one, I have a 4K monitor, and two, I have my render distance turned up all the way. But then I have every other setting like as far down as it can go, other than texture, which I have set to normal, because when you set it to low, it looks like really, really bad. Either way, there's a guy like right in front of him or slightly up at the buildings in front of him. Now, the only thing is he's got 2 minutes. He still has to get in. That guy's still there. When he slowly starts to push in, more than likely, he's going to have that guy start shoot at him, or that other guy could also be terrified, or he could be pushing in altogether. But this guy didn't see him. I know that for a fact. I barely saw him. And it might have just been an enemy bird. You know what I mean? But we know that there were guys shooting over here earlier. So I'm assuming it is what happened, is another person passed. So this guy's going to go ahead and push in, which is great. He needs to go ahead and take that high ground. That's what I would do if I was in his shoes. Go ahead and get up top. Genuinely, I wouldn't be in this situation because I'm not going to be at the edge of the storm camping in a building at third circle or even second circle. That's like absolutely outrageous because it's not going to make you a better player. I'm constantly trying to get better, and I know not everybody wants to do that, but if you want to get more wins and you want to have a better time, in my personal opinion, I'm having a lot more fun when I'm getting wins. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. You're not going to play a competitive game to not be competitive. That makes literally zero sense, right? Because if you were, you'd play, I don't know, like multiplayer. That's just the way that I look at it. You're going to be, at the very least, a bit competitive. Either way, he got in. He's doing well. He's got his bullfrog. And I'm going to be honest. If this guy wins, like, whatever the top comment on this video says, I will do. All right? Whatever the top comment is, Warzone related, obviously. Whatever the top comment is on this video, I will do. Whatever challenge it is, I will do it if this guy wins. But I'm telling you, man, also, I would love to hear your thoughts on challenges. And by the way, once again, hey, go down, join the Discord, and submit your gameplay for review in the gameplay review section. I promise you it's worth it. You can also find a ton of friends there. That way you can game with the community. I'm telling you, it is worth it. Please give it a shot. Join the Discord after the video. That's the next thing you got to do. You hopping off YouTube to go, play? Go find some friends. Quit playing solos. I could be spectating you, judging you out here. I'm just saying. Someone's like, please no. Hey, look at that. What did I say? There was going to be a guy in front of him waiting for him to come in. It's like I can call things out, you know? Guy's behind him. He's too scared, completely lost, and he loses that. Again, it's a situation. Guy was too scared. He didn't want to, push into anything, and that's okay. It's okay if you're scared, but you can't be so scared that you forget how to play the game in the middle of the match, you know? So you got to stay warm. You have to be able to have your aim on. You have to be able to think quickly. It's kind of like a think on your feet kind of thing. It's all split-second decisions. But this guy's going to move up here. His best bet, in reality, is probably this area right here. And the reason why is because you can see with the topographic map that there's little ridges and things like that. He can push up right here. He also has this redeploy balloon. He's got a lot of opportunities in front of him, but the big thing is right now is when you slow down. Right now is when you slow down. He could have slowed down at fourth. He could have, the guy before, he could have been slowing down at fourth. He slowed down at like 2.5, He was camping in a building when we saw him, you know what I mean? So the big thing is this guy's already got 8 kills. He doubled the last guy's kills. So we know that he's pretty prepared. He's also checking his heartbeat, which is fine. When we get to this point, if you're sitting still and you're not doing anything, you don't have a UAV, check that heartbeat. But notice how he's not using it as a baby monitor. He's not constantly checking it. Yes, he's checking it, and he's making sure that guys aren't coming from over that hill. But it's not like he's just going bump, bump, bump. And now I say this, he's going to start doing it over and over and over because he's getting scared and he's getting nervous. Which is fine. It's understandable to get nervous when you're at the end of the game. I get nervous too. I know that a lot of people think, how do you not get nervous and stuff like that? I do get nervous, especially for me. It's about getting a gameplay for a video. So when I get second place, it's a little more frustrating. Obviously, I can still use the gameplay in other channels and things of that nature, but I would prefer to get a good game so that I could use it for the main channel because I know you guys want to see that. Now, this guy does have a gas mask. He's going to take this. And here's the big deal. When he does this, when you come back in, whoever is within like 100 meters of you is going to hear enemy dropping in. On top of that, while he's in the sky, he's completely exposed. This is an awful play. He's just sitting up here floating around. Yes, he's going to be able to get a good position, but every single person that's in the game is going to know exactly where he's at. For the love of God, do not do this. Now, while he was in the sky, he heard a guy shoot over on this side. Look at that. He's going to start looking over here. What he doesn't realize is there's like 6 other guys, or 5 other guys, other than the 2 that are fighting over there. And he doesn't know where they're at. He's probably going to pop out his heartbeat sensor in just a second if I had to take a guess, which he should turn around. Yep, there it is. I'm telling you, man, like, I understand how the brain of a lot of players works. And you know, right there, he's looking ahead of him. He's not going to pop his heartbeat ahead of him. A lot of these players are going to have ghosts because they're in solos. That's a great shot. That is, wow, that was fantastic shots. The STG just does damage, man. I'm telling you. Hey, if you want a video of it, it'll be up on the Uncut channel, okay? I'm telling you, I do great class setups over on the Uncut channel. A lot of people are looking for class setups, and I can't do that on the main channel repeatedly. It gets exhausting. So I do it on Uncut. So it gives me an opportunity to be a bit more creative, give you guys more tips on the main channel. And this guy's going to get sniped in just a second. He ego challenges it. Oh, he misses a few shots. He's going to have to be careful here. He goes for the punch. Fantastic, fantastic. And this is where things get quite a bit intense. This guy over here, he's going to have to come in. He's playing in the storm, which is a fine play as long as he's got a gas mask. I'm sure he does, because there's no way he could have lived through that if he didn't. I mean, maybe. Also, he didn't have serpentine.
5 remaining.
This guy should have... Yeah, I was going to say, there should be a guy literally right below him based on positioning. It's my cheats. That's what's going on. Of course, you know, the guys are ghosted, like I said. He's literally right in front of him. Easiest kill of his life. And there's another guy. You see the grenades that just popped up? That's immediate information. The second you see that guy, there's no way that guy grenaded his feet, right? So you're thinking about the next information. As soon as you see that, you know there's another guy. Who was that guy shooting at? Why are you not focused in on that? Luckily, he catches a guy right here. He needs to just go for it. He's being too scared. He's also looking at the ground. When you're playing like this, you need to center your aim. He caught this guy just barely. He's got it set to the 6x. Ooh, he's up on his right. This is where the baby monitor comes in handy. He can get good positioning, but he's trying too hard for this. I had this exact same problem. Oh! Oh my gosh. If that guy wasn't just as bad as him, I swear, man. If he wasn't just as bad, they both missed an obscene number of shots. If that was me, I'm telling you, those guys don't miss. Not a chance. Getting skill-based hit detection, I swear to God. My goodness, he's got a PPSH. Garcia doing fantastic. Not really. He's doing okay. He sees the guy in front of him for a split second. He could take the shot. Another guy just popping his baby monitor out, which is a huge issue. These guys just get caught out in the open because they're using their baby monitor. Put it up. Put it up. This is the biggest mistake every player is making. Every player is making this mistake unless they're at a higher skill level and they recognize that it is a handicap. It is going to put you in a bad situation because it makes you worse. You got to put away the baby monitor. Also, guys in front of him, sitting on a roast skin, easy kill. He's out of there. Garcia's got a good opportunity. If this guy played it up, he remembers where he's at, he should be in a good situation. All of this comes down to being able to multitask at like a pretty decent level and remember every single player, right? You got to remember where every player is. Now Garcia is going to have to lay down. He might get caught in the storm here. I would have stopped plating right there, but luckily he's got a play box, so worst comes to worst. But he's going to peek up. Guy's definitely just going to be sitting there. He's mounted. He's mounted. Yeah, great play. So Garcia's actually going to get circled here. The guy around on the other side should run backwards. That would be his best bet. Because if he does... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Garcia's... He just got screwed by the plate box. He couldn't grab it. And he's running in the storm. Oh my God. It happens, dude. It happens. Warzone just sometimes screws you over. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, drop the video a like, subscribe to the page. If you want to learn more, this is the best place to do it, okay? Enjoy. Check out the other videos on your screen as well. Trust me, you're going to love them.